Crypto scam! Did I scare you? I should have. Hopefully put the fear of God deep in your soul for that. Crypto scams are the main jump scare that people are falling for time and time again. It's more contagious than the cold at this point. It is happening every other week on the largest possible scale. So, I'm sure I don't need to tell you what that is at this point. The word crypto has now just become synonymous with rug pull in the eyes of most people because you keep getting had. You're getting played like a fiddle time and time again with these meme coins that keep popping up. I just don't know how it keeps happening. Now, admittedly, I do get it in this case. What we're talking about today is one of the biggest rug pulls in history. The president of Argentina, Javier Milei, well, he endorsed a meme coin called Libra, and within hours of his endorsement, he deleted his tweet supporting it, and the coin completely crashed. And now over $100 million has mysteriously vanished. A song and dance we've heard time and time again. Crypto has become synonymous with scam in the eyes of many people, because this keeps happening over and over and over again. It's a story more iconic than Dracula. Like, this is a story told more frequently than The Little Engine That Could. And I just want to go over it a little bit. I'm not going to pretend to be super knowledgeable on Argentina and everything going on over there, but what I am knowledgeable on are these fucking crypto scams, because they keep happening in almost the exact same ways every single time. And for some reason, in the crypto space exclusively, people have this mentality that it's gambling. It's not. Buster, let me sit you down. I'm going to have an intervention. I'm going to get the fucking paddle out here and try and beat some sense into you. You're not gambling when it comes to something like this. Gambling implies there's a chance of winning. And when it comes to gambling, you're usually going up against the house. Well, when it comes to these shit coins, you're not just going up against the house. You're going up against the house and all of its friends. You will never be faster than the insiders or the snipers. You are the piggy bank they are taking from. You are the reason they make so much money. You will never be the one to capitalize off it. I'm just going to hit you with the cold water. There's some fringe cases where just some average Joe Schmo does get lucky with, that happens. I get it. It will most likely never happen to you. But for some reason, no matter how many times Bikini Bottom beats your ass, it's a lesson that never gets through to you. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? It doesn't compute. It never dawns on the victims of these rug pulls. You know that expression, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me? Fool me 3 times, won't get fooled again? Well, in crypto, it's a little different. It's fool me once, I got unlucky. Fool me twice, got unlucky again. Fool me 3 times, I got unlucky. Fool me 4 times, can't believe I got unlucky again. Fool me 5 times, I'm out of money, but when I get more, I'm going to put into some more meme coins. They just keep coming back for more. Getting scammed time and time again, thinking that this next one is the one. This is the golden goose. It's not. Like, this is not your Moby Dick. You're never going to actually accomplish this. But I'm already way off track just going over this shit again. What happened in Argentina, the president endorsed this meme coin, it crashed, completely collapsed. He is now facing impeachment for this. It is just a full-blown scam. It's unknown exactly how much he knew about this project before publicly endorsing it, but he bears so much responsibility because without him putting it on the map, tons of people wouldn't have lost tons of money. He is directly to blame for scamming the citizens of his country. Full stop. That's an immutable fact. That's the brass tacks of it. Again, it's unclear exactly how much he knew about this project before the endorsement, but it is his fault so many people bought into the scam. Let's just go ahead and take a look at this tweet. To astute observers, you'll notice that this is the same smell, the same aroma of bullshit that you get for all of these god-awful meme coins, but to people that don't know the space and all of the evils that come with it from time to time, well, from time to time, that's very generous, that come with it so often, they wouldn't know any better because you have your president who is now just publicly glazing this project. Liberal Argentina grows. This private project will be dedicated to encouraging the growth of Argentine economy by funding small Argentinian businesses and startups. The world wants to invest in Argentina. Then he links it. Then he drops the contract. Libra, long live freedom, damn it! Amen. May that freedom live long. And by long, we're speaking relatively. From the eyes of a mosquito, that's the perspective we're dealing with here. Because it wasn't very long, all things considered. The coin was only alive a little bit longer than ejaculate outside the human body. Your sperm can survive 30 to 45 minutes, even an hour at optimal conditions, and this coin, Libra, barely beat that. It made it 3 hours before it completely crashed, with over 100 million just being wiped out of it, going somewhere interesting. And where did it go? Who's to say for sure? However, CoffeeZilla just conducted an interview with a key player, Hayden Davis. I cannot recommend this interview enough. Hayden did not call Saul before agreeing to this interview. The admissions here are shocking. There was definitely no lawyer in his ear. He did not get a legal professional on the horn before agreeing to this. I highly recommend you listen to this interview because it is baffling. Hayden is more unlikable than an ingrown toenail. I'm not going to play you a ton of clips. I really encourage you to watch CoffeeZilla's interview. He did a great job with it. And I love that. I don't know what CoffeeZilla did to get him to just squeal like this. Maybe he injected him with like some kind of truth serum via Discord. But Hayden just admits to so many fucking things that I don't think he recognizes the severity of. I am going to leave you with just one little clip from it where he talks about insiders.
It's a separate conversation. Retail traders.
Unbelievably shitty. I do think that's unbelievably bad, and for everyone, except for the insiders, which is what I always say about meme coins. Is it disproportionately benefits insiders?
So I think too, like my honest opinion is like I don't actually disagree, but I think like the vast majority of people betting on meme coins, right, especially at the beginning, and I think there's a separate conversation. Retail traders, like, that is the game for everyone. And people that get mad are the people that aren't insiders. That is what happens. That's all the bitching on socials is all the people that don't get into the deals. You'll never hear them bitch if they're in the deal. So it's like, what do you do then? You don't do anything. You don't launch the project. You're like, how do you make money then?
Yeah, goofball, you don't launch the project. It's a fucking meme coin that was designed to just exploit people that aren't your insiders, that aren't in on the deal, which is the vast majority of fucking people, you unbelievable stupid buffoon. Yes, Hayden, you don't launch the project. Because there is no project. This was just a scam. Like, he openly admits to all of the insider accusations. Like, everything that they'd been accused of, Hayden just, like, openly confirms. He even talks about the $100 million. It's a fascinating look at the mind of a scammer. Like, a degenerate scammer. I'm going to drop one more clip here from the interview, just to really sell you on how juicy this is. You need to watch this. This absolute fucking stinky, putrid vermin confirms that he sniped his own coin. And here's what he had to say about it.
The wallet which Dave got refunded by, which is, according to him, your personal funds, was linked to an Avalanche wallet which was funded like a sniper of Libra. So, but if you launch the coin, isn't it unfair for you to snipe the coin?
So I would say no. And I would say that for a couple different reasons. Number one, a lot of the times when, and again, this is like, I mean, again, it's a much larger conversation, which is what I told you in text. But most of the time when I have different money in different places, obviously. But from the standpoint of sniping, most of the time when we're sniping, we're attempting to avoid other snipers getting in.
My God, he deserves the Medal of Honor and the Purple Heart. Holy shit, even give him the Spelling Bee Championship. This guy is a saint. You see, when they're sniping their own coin, they're doing it from a place of nobility. Like, they're doing it from a place of looking out for the little guy. They're trying to help the rest of us by being so generous to snipe their own coin for their own financial gain. Man, this is eye-opening stuff, Hayden. It really is. It's so interesting. So definitely watch CoffeeZilla's video on it. I don't understand how he is not just immediately thrown in the slammer within minutes of him doing this interview and having it go live. It's crazy to me. That's the beauty of the crypto space, baby. That's the fairy tale magic right there. Long live the freedom to fuck you in the butt and face no repercussions for it. This has been happening time and time again, only accelerating in frequency recently with things like Pump.fun and then tons of celebrities coming out with their own meme coins that are all rugging. Like, it's just so fucking crazy. And I am 100% sure It will continue to happen because people still think that they're going to be the chosen one. They're going to be Goku here, and they're going to have the Super Saiyan wherewithal to pull out at the perfect time. You won't, because you're not an insider. No matter how much you convince yourself you are not an insider on deals like this. Like, Dave Portnoy got insider information on this. He didn't buy, like, before it went live, at least not from what I've seen, though I did see him go on Twitter saying he bought fake Libra, and now he's trying to sell fake Libra. Like, I don't fucking understand at all what's going on there. But you're not Dave Portnoy. You're just a guy. And you saw the president of Argentina make the tweet. Just because it comes from the president doesn't mean he's not going to fuck your face. Like, it's crypto. It's all fair game because there are no consequences for rugging like this. It just, you don't see anyone get in trouble for it, and people have picked up on it, which is why so many celebrities, Hawk to a girl even, fucking Z-list celebrities are doing it now. So yeah, it's gonna keep happening. It's going to keep happening until people finally learn that they are never going to make money by being someone that just puts into this, thinking that they're smarter than the other sheep. They're going to be the ones that are going to be the beneficiary of the rug. You won't be, because you are not the insider. You are not the sniper. You're not in the deal, like Hayden says. It's just so silly. And it's sad. It's fucking sad. Especially in a case like this, where I think this is one of those cases where a lot of people who lost money aren't your normal stupid crypto bros that are just YOLOing all of their cash, hoping for moonshots. I really think there's a lot of people that believed so strongly in the president that they saw this enthusiasm for this project, all this glaze, and thought, okay, I'm in, only to get absolutely ruined for it. So I just had to talk about this a bit. That's really it. See ya. Saw a video title float around in my algorithm today that really caught my eye. It's called The Drunkest Man in Police History, and I thought, that's a pretty bold statement. The most inebriated man in the history of law enforcement? Well, I've got to take a peek for myself to see if the rumors are true.
4-year-old Nathan was observed by witnesses attempting to enter the highway on-ramp at a high rate of speed when he lost control and crashed his vehicle into an embankment. It's also worth mentioning that Nathan had 3 prior OWI convictions in 2 active cases.
If drunk driving was a sport, this would be the LeBron of it. He's got some active cases against him, and it seems like he treats driving the same way I treat shuffling. I won't do it unless I've had at least 10 drinks. So our little superstar Nathan, looking fresh out of an audition for the new season of Shameless, has found himself operating a vehicle while inebriated per usual, but this time he's in a bit of a pickle.
Okay.
It's my fault.
What happened?
My fault. I'll give it to you when it's respected.
Okay. Can I get you guys to wait over here, please?
Yeah.
What an interesting proposition. He's accepting responsibility for the situation here, but only on the condition that he gives it to them when it's respected. That's the art of the deal, baby. What a fucking conundrum. No one's more deserving of respect than our boy Nathan here, multi-champion drunk driver.
What's your name?
Not the point right now.
Okay, what is the point?
I'll give it to you when it's respected. Now
Why are you so angry right now?
About 40 or 50 miles an hour, weaving in and out of the traffic.
I got cut off. This is what happened.
The way that he's like holding the door open while he's poking his head out of the cabin, it's like a gopher looking to see its shadow to know if we're getting more weeks of winter. Like, it looks like fucking Robin Williams coming out of Jumanji asking what year it is. This guy is fucking clueless on what's going on here. It is a really big statement to say this is the drunkest man in police history, and I'm sure it's exaggeratory to some extent, but watching him, it is impressive just how fucking hammered he is without being face down in a pool of his own vomit. I've gotten disgustingly hammered before, and it's led to me puking for 2 hours in the back of a rented truck once. But I still feel like he's drunker than I was. The only time I'd ever been more out of it is in college when I smoked a mystery doink that almost sent me to Valhalla. Pretty sure I beta tested Fint with that one. And I think there is still a very good chance he is still more fucking out of it than I was, and he just tried to operate a vehicle. And it's not his first time doing it either. It's crazy. He should not be allowed behind the wheel of an automobile under any circumstances whatsoever.
I think I'm gonna just hold it until my life gives.
What it seems like.
Well, obviously, not, right?
Well, let's start making moves to get down.
Well, let's do that then.
Do it. I'm waiting on you.
It's not on me no more. Christ.
You mean to help you?
No, it's a $30, $1,000 truck, man. I got it after you, alright?
Alright, go ahead.
It's so over the top, it almost feels fake, like a parody. It almost feels like a Buster Keaton silent film where he's acting drunk. But this is very real, and the way that he dismounts that truck, I mean, 10 out of 10 technique, he just dropped the Fosbury flop on him right there. He just ragdolls himself off the truck. Now, I'm still not sure if I 100% agree that this is the drunkest man in police history, but I can guarantee you that you can be the cleanest man in world history if you go get some cheeky soap right now. Our Valentine's Day sale ends today. 10% off the entire store. Use cheeky.com for the best soap in the fucking world. Click the link in the description.
I haven't seen my kids in 3 months.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Damn, the lore. That's sad exposition right there. He's trauma dumping now, and, well, you can't help but feel sorry for him now. Geez, pulling on the heartstrings with that. I don't think he has kids. I think that's just a full-blown lie. I think he's just pulling for anything like, I'm not drunk, it's just I'm really sad. I haven't seen my kids in 3 months. And he starts hitting his truck. Damn! Blast! Curses!
You're not injured at all? No, you're not in pain at all?
My hands are both broken.
Okay.
I'm sure my forearms both broken from this fall.
Let's get you to the ambulance and the fire department will take you out too. Okay?
So just to recap, he just came in way too aggressively. Yeah.
That's the way it appeared, yeah.
The ceiling leaks, the floor creaks, both hands are broken, forearms broken, my dick squeaks. Like, what is he talking about, man? What? I love how they're like, are you injured? He's like, yeah, glass bones, paper skin, hands broken, forearms broken, 5 toes broken on both feet. It's just, honestly, everything might be broken, officer. Who did this?
What's your birthday?
For what reason?
Nathan, because you're gonna...
That's besides the point. I've got cut off.
Well, then talk to Lieutenant Britton.
So you, right? So I have no reason to speak to you, right?
Go ahead, then speak to Lieutenant
So
Britton.
leave that way. Nope.
What's your birthday?
I would rather speak to you this way, right? You have no reason to follow us. Go back that way. Go ahead, back that way.
Okay, are you gonna...
You and follow back that way.
Okay.
Oh boy, this guy's good. He's playing hardball. So he starts to sniff that they might be onto him because they're asking him questions like, hey, what's your name? And where's your ID? So he's like, for what reason? May I inquire as to why you're curious on these specifications on my being? I don't know about that, officer. You have no ground to stand on. Please excuse yourself. Please go that way. I'm going to talk to the other officer this way. Please go. Go, bless now, please. Yes, of course. Yes, why? For what reason? So he just keeps saying for what reason over and over again and, like, dismissing the other officer. Like, you're excused. I outrank you.
Just so you know, you're under arrest right now for some driving violations and drunk driving.
All 3 of y'all look stupid as right now. I'm being searched. I ain't got nothing upon my own, so to speak. Y'all break my wrist, y'all being sued. Let me re-coordinate because my wrist cannot breathe.
I got that side right.
He continues to just be an asshole nuisance, so the cops eventually just throw him in the cuffs, not respecting his obvious broken hands and broken forearms, broken dreams, and broken spirit. Everything is all cattywampus internally. And then I don't know what monologue he gave them right there. He said, like, I don't care about being searched. I ain't got nothing on me upon my, I'm just a bill. I'm only a bill sitting here on Capitol Hill type shit. And then he says that his wrist can't breathe.
Man, I'm a grown dude. Who are you? No, I'm not ready. Can I pick up my pants? So let me put the hands in, so to speak, in front of me. My don't hang in front of me, right? No, it ain't in front of me.
You want them up?
Yeah, I want them up. Is that a problem? What are you, Taliban? Dumbass? Bring me to county for what? You have nothing on me right now.
That's true, there's nothing here. There's no case they can build against him. This is bulletproof, watertight, actually. He's very smooth. He's doing a great job of staying squeaky clean here.
Why am I being brought to county? Why am I being brought to county?
You're not right now. You're put in a car first.
So why am I being brought to county?
His voice sounds like a cartoon character. It sounds like Miss Fowl from Jimmy Neutron, but without like the raspy squealing to it. Like, I don't know what he's been drinking. Maybe he's been doing beer helium balloons that he's been inhaling in his truck or something, so now he's got all like the helium in his lungs and shit and all the alcohol. Like, I don't know, but his voice, like, there's no way he sounds like that on a day-to-day basis, right? It just feels like it's pitch shifted for a chipmunk version of a song or something, like Nightcore.
For what reason?
All right,
drunk driving.
So we're gonna go over some paperwork real quick, all right?
For what paperwork?
Are you gonna have a seat?
For what paperwork?
For OWI.
For what OWI?
All right.
And,
so
and failing to maintain your truck on a...
here's the thing. We're just going around in a circle right now. It's not helping anything.
It wasn't a circle, it was a straightaway.
No, I meant we're talking in a circle.
Sure. We'll bring
So
it
are
that
you gonna have a seat?
Should I?
Checkmate, officer. Nathan caught you in a lie. You said it was a circle, but it was clearly him totaling his truck on a straightaway. Peculiar. We call that the scholar's mate, good sir. Nathan wins again.
All right. So there's no other options right now.
I don't give a about my other options. My other options is a felony, which I'm already facing. Does it matter to you?
Your choices are get in, or we make you get in. That's it.
And your choice doesn't matter if I get in the car or not, right?
It's one of the two right now. Which is your
So it's one of the two right now, right? So it's either a felony or a misdemeanor. Which is it gonna be? What do you want it to be?
Right now it's a ticket.
Right now it's a ticket.
He's not even arguing with them or anything. He's just repeating what they say back to them with slurred speech. And that's it. He's not even making any kind of statements, or like he's barely even getting words out. He's kind of just like gargling his own tongue half the time while trying to stay conscious.
Chose to drink and drive, though.
You're a bitch. All of a sudden, I chose to drink and drive and you're a bitch, right?
It's your opinion.
It's not my opinion. You're a bitch, motherfucker, and I know what your face looks like. How about that?
The way they censor it so much reminds me of that Whitest Kids You Know sketch with Abraham Lincoln, you fucked up now. It's like the officers start to just like goof around with him to a certain extent, so he hits him with almost like a Big Lebowski moment where when he calls him a bitch, he's like, well, he's kind of just like, your opinion, man.
Tell it bothers you with the way you're tensing and this dude right here. Hat, beard, skinhead, everything else.
It isn't a very good beard, I agree.
Shut the f*** up, bro.
I try the best
Shut the f*** up, bro.
All right.
Don't say a word to me.
Better than that.
You a skinhead. Shut your f*** mouth. How about that? Shut your f*** mouth. I
All
pay
right.
your motherfucking taxes, bro.
I've got a hunch Nathan doesn't pay for shit. I feel as though he's most likely still mooching off mommy and daddy's money and crashing their cars with his drunk driving antics. Of course, I'm not his psychologist and I'm not his bartender that's plagued by his presence Monday through Sunday, but judging from his resume with the multiple DUIs as well as this current one, I can say with a high level of confidence he's an insufferable piece of shit.
Off my chest! Y'all seem stupid as Alright, back.
Since Nathan's compliance only continued to diminish, officers chose to place him in a wrap restraint device.
Answer me that.
Drinking and driving and resisting arrest.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Opinion, man.
It was like 5 minutes of hoopla with Nathan just trying to roast them, but he just kept calling them ugly and calling them bitches and insulting that one dude's beard. And then eventually they just put him to the grass and lie him down until they can get the wrap restraint device, whatever the fuck that is.
You're ugly. I'm about to slap your family, your family, your family, and your family. You're bald ass. Pick me up. Think I give a Yep. Think I won't forget a
So they slap a goddamn doohickey on Nathan here and they carry him around like luggage through the TSA. They basically just have this wrap device, which is basically just something that'll put handles on a drunk fucking idiot like Nathan so they can carry him easier. It's so interesting.
the fucking spit mask, bro. That's besides the point. Bro's a and he knows his wife was about to get spit on. That ain't my problem. His wife wanted to get DM.
This fucking thing looks almost exactly like the headgear I used to put on when I do after-school taekwondo courses. So Nathan tried spitting on one of the officers, so they had this on standby, which is basically just a bag with a cushion on it. Like, it almost looks like he's just getting kidnapped now.
790. 790.
One adult male on board en route to AMC.
Male on board and we're
9174, 9153.
Here we go, we're on route 15.
While being transported,
The whole arrest is really a headache listening to Nathan, but in the backseat of the police cruiser, like, he's just started, like, mocking the police, and, like, you heard him there, 790, It really felt like Adam Sandler was back there for a moment. He was channeling it. Chalamet! Like, that's what Nathan was doing for the police ride to the station.
Doctor in here, that looks ugly as f***. Y'all look stupid as f***. You look stupid as f***. I'm gonna sue the f*** out of you just for you being in here. You understand that? Do you understand that? Good, you might as well leave. You look ugly as f***. Y'all don't even look like cops. Who the f*** is this dude? A f***ing Nazi?
No, I'm not a Nazi.
You are a f***ing Nazi. Look at this dude with fake teeth.
Fake teeth?
Yeah.
No, they're just
look
really
at
nice.
Your teeth are fake, bro.
Unfortunately, they...
You got
they're
fake
real.
teeth, and you're sad because I got better teeth than you.
There's like 10 more minutes of him just trying to roast officers and saying some really questionable, odd shit, and then there you heard he tried to insult the officer's teeth, going on about like some Chip Skylark shit, some shiny teeth in me. So I'm not going to show you any more because it's just more of that. He got 18 months in jail for this, as well as like probation, as well as he had to write an apology note to one of the officers. Now, I think he got off really easy. This is his 4th OWI. 4. Count them, 4 OWIs. Why is he only spending 18 months in jail? Like, it's a miracle nobody was hurt from this. Like, I really think this is not someone who is learning their lesson at all. Like, let's just assume this is the drunkest man ever arrested in police history. Why would the drunkest man operating a vehicle only get 18 months in jail for it? After totaling that vehicle and putting so many people in jeopardy. I really feel like he got off super easy. This isn't some, like, sweetheart and angel who made some kind of crazy mistake. This dude does this fucking annually. Like, he is doing this repeatedly. And he is also just a massive piece of shit. Like, he got off very easy. But yeah, I saw this title and I just had to talk about it a little bit. That's it. See ya. A couple nights ago on stream during the premiere of Season 3, was going over some wacky stories and someone put a little something nefarious on my radar. The story of a man named Kevin Van Loven, a name that lives in infamy. You may be familiar with Mick Loven, but you do not want to know the tale of Van Loven, that much I assure you. Kevin Van Loven was a home inspector who in 2021 performed some despicable acts of degeneracy on a Tickle Me Elmo doll. And yes, it's exactly what you're thinking. Van Loven went from home inspector to chode injector, putting his wiener all in and around the mouth of a Tickle Me Elmo doll in a child's nursery of a home that he was hired to inspect. Obviously pretty disgusting stuff. The man is by all definitions a predator. And, you know, actually, instead of just telling you the story, I'm just going to show you the clips from the stream real quick, and then I'll come in at the end and go over a bit more with what I've learned on Van Loven since the Elmo fucking. Have you seen the home inspection guy who had fun with a Tickle Me Elmo on Law and Crime? You put had fun in quotes, which makes me think it's something dubious. Home inspector caught pleasuring himself with Elmo doll. Oh, jeez, man. That's not... Elmo never wanted any of that to happen. That's not what Sesame Street's all about. Come on, man. Having him tickle you? What the fuck? Do they show anything? Because I really want to learn more about this now. Here, let me skim through on the other monitor real quick.
Well, you certainly don't hear this one every day.
You're wrong. I actually do hear that every day. Thank you very much. I can't go down the street without walking into a man that hasn't pleasured himself with an Elmo doll. What a ridiculous assumption. It's like he's never heard of Tampa. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright, let's see. Why would he do such a thing? That's a good mugshot, too. This looks like an Elmo fucker. He's got some crazy hair. He's got, Christopher Lloyd in Food Fight hair. I can't remember the villain's name. Hold on, let me look him up real quick.
Well, you certainly...
Not quite. I misremembered. I thought it was less spiky.
Thank goodness for that, because a Michigan family had trusted a home inspector to look over their property as they got ready to sell, but when they checked their home security system, they spotted him violating their trust in one of the most egregious ways imaginable. He was pleasuring himself in the child's nursery with an Elmo toy. Yeah, pretty sickening stuff here. We'll go over how this unfolded, what happened to him.
Wait, is this the same guy? What they hit him with an age beam. Wow. Whoa. This is two different dudes sharing one body.
How this could have escalated if he hadn't been caught. And I'm going to break it all down.
His face says he'll do it again, too.
Chris Hansen.
Hide your
Welcome to
Elmos.
Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. We go back, unfortunately, to March of 2021. A family in Oxford Township, Michigan.
Rough year
outside
for
Detroit,
Sesame Street
was putting
plushies.
their house up for sale. That home inspector was Kevin Wayne Van Loven, of nearby Clarkston. And of course,
That's the perfect name. Kevin Van Loven? The guy who fucked Elmo? You couldn't write that any better. Is this not like a planned thing? Is he not playing a role?
and zips up his pants, you can see what that object is. He is holding a red Elmo doll.
So, okay. So, the actual Gherkin, my God, I'm malfunctioning. So the event took place over here. And then he brought Elmo over here. Why? I thought what happened is he put Elmo on the ground and that's where he did the deed. But that's not the case. He's actually moving Elmo from the scene of the crime. So it seems like he knew the camera was here. Because he put his back to it for the coitus and then goes off camera to put it down over here. He had to know. And if you pay close attention, you can see Elmo blinking in SOS like that old POW video that floats around occasionally. He was letting Elmo inspect his pants. That's true. Maybe it is just part of the job.
A
thorough inspection.
Elmo doll. Yeah. Walks across the room, places the doll somewhere off camera, and as he adjusts it, you can actually hear that signature Elmo laugh on the security camera. Tell me that's not just the most incredibly unsettling thing you've seen, but...
That's like straight out of the Joker. That is like actually in the Joker 2 when they fucking sexually assault him and he has the condition where he's laughing. Elmo just did that to the home inspector. Holy. Fucking traumatized him.
In my career, but never one who was preying on a child's toy. A Sesame Street character. What a sacrilege.
Well, get out there. Let's take him
how do you
down.
even begin to... It's disturbing.
It makes me wonder if there was a plan. If he knew, like, does he just walk in and find a toy that he, or is it like, I'm trying
Why
to
don't we ask him? We have him in jail.
If this was in a way premeditated.
Is this something that would have continued into a more violent human contact crime? I mean,
What was this guy's name? Why are we speculating? We can just ask him, hey, why'd you pop your Winky in Elmo's mouth in the children's nursery? We can ask him what the fuck the plan was or the thought process. Surely Kevin Van Loven isn't, tight-lipped about his degeneracy. During questioning, Van Loven said he moved the doll to inspect an electrical outlet but did nothing else. When told there was a camera in the nursery, Van Loven allegedly made incriminating statements and apologized. No, what? I was just moving Elmo. He was blocking an electrical outlet, so I had to fucking strangle him down there like Homer Simpson around Bart. You guys just got it all wrong. Whoa, what is this? It says, home inspector who committed unspeakable act with Tickle Me Elmo doll in children's bedroom is busted again. Did they let him out after the first Elmo outing? A perverted Michigan home inspector caught on camera pleasuring himself with Tickle Me Elmo has been busted for violating his probation. He was on probation? He was found guilty of aggravated indecent exposure and sentenced to 19 days behind bars in October 2022, following the unspeakable act. But he was convicted yet again in January 2024 for violating his probation. This should have been a very serious charge that they wouldn't just let him out on. Yeah, and they make a good point. What if he had an STD and our son played with that? What if we just didn't know? We have a toddler and a newborn baby, too. There's nothing worse than when someone comes into your home and you trust them to do a job and they do something like that in your child's bedroom. Yeah, for sure. If they didn't catch him, that Elmo doll just gets used. Like, the guy's a fucking predator. Like, why is he let out? Yeah, so he got 19 days and an 18-month probation. So the jury found him guilty on the indecent exposure, but they found him not guilty on the destruction of property, because there was a lack of DNA evidence on the doll. So because there was no bust, they had to adjust the charges. So he didn't get hit with the destruction of property, just the indecent exposure. And then he actually violated his probation last year, but I can't find any info on how he violated the probation. Maybe he found access to another doll's orifice somewhere in the world and got caught in the act again. I couldn't tell you. But he got let off pretty easy for the Elmo thing. I don't think it was taken super seriously, even though I think it's a pretty big deal. Because who's to say he hasn't done this before in other homes that he's inspected? He went to a child's room, a room that is actively being used by a child, and put his genitals all over one of their toys. And if that wasn't captured on camera, it would have never come to light, and that child would have used that toy, played with it, and who knows what could have happened. Like, it is absolutely revolting stuff. So I think he got let off really easy, and hopefully, now that he's violated that probation again, he won't get off easy again. So I just wanted to talk about this story a bit because it's a fucking wild one. That's really about it. See ya. I know that the lighting right now doesn't look very good. I've been told that it looks like I'm about to tell scary stories around a campfire. And I agree, like it looks like I'm in some kind of CIA black site off the books that's about to interview a terrorist. And I solved that problem by getting this light. See? Now it's just holly jolly ambiance. But I'm going to turn that light off because I am going to tell you a scary story. I have been deep in the rabbit hole on stream of looking at the world's worst cuisine, like the weirdest dishes in the world, and I've recently stumbled across two that I don't know if they can be topped or not. Like, there are so many food dishes from around the world that use piss and shit as a primary ingredient in the concoction. The chemical X in the Powerpuff Girls formula here. But not only do they just use human pee and poo-poo, for some reason, they specifically use piss and shit from children. And they even have, like, age specifications. So one of them that we were talking about on stream was virgin boy eggs. The blueprint to this monstrosity is not complicated. It's about as simple as it gets. 2 ingredients. Egg, pee. Except the pisser has to be a child under the age of 10 for some reason. Can't find any explanation on why it has to be a kid's pee, only that it's been a tradition in the area for hundreds of years. I don't know what would happen if you tried to pull a fast one on him with a prank and you used, like, a 30-year-old man's piss. I don't know if they'd just be, like, bodies in the streets, like it'd be poison. Like, oh, fuck! It's 30-year-old man piss! Or what would happen? It's just, that's the tradition, and it's so odd. They collect the piss from local schools. And then the other one we dove in on came from South Korea. It's a rice wine made with poop from 4 to 7-year-olds specifically. It's shit wine. And Vice actually has an old documentary on this from 10 years ago, before Vice itself went to shit. I have just been fascinated by these outrageous foods, and I just wanted to show you a little bit of the research we've done on stream. Granted, it's not much, and I promise you, I will never try these foods, so don't even bother asking. You couldn't pay me enough money to eat piss eggs and drink poop wine. I couldn't do that under any circumstances. Real quick, Kopi Luwak is a coffee that consists of partially digested coffee cherries which have been eaten and defecated by the Asian palm civet. The cherries are fermented as they pass through the civet's intestines, and after being defecated with other fecal matter, they're collected. I did hear about poop coffee, but apparently this one's like not dangerous though. This is like a real like luxury coffee or something. What about Chinese urine eggs? What is a urine egg? Hold on. I really want to see the banned foods real quick, but now these are really interesting. A urine egg? Urine-soaked eggs, also known as virgin boy eggs. What? This is... What? The dish is prepared by soaking eggs in the urine of young boys. The mixture is then heated over the stove, and after boiling, the entire surface of the eggshells are cracked and placed back into the urine. The used urine is then replaced with fresh urine, and the process is repeated. Also, why does it have to be young boy pee-pee? You could just take any piss, right? No, you've ruined my egg. This is 30-year-old man piss. Oh my god! I would never eat old man urine egg. A spring taste treat in China City. Basins and bucket of boys' urine are collected from primary school toy. Oh my god! Oh! What? What is this? This whole paragraph. It's the key ingredient in virgin boy eggs, a local tradition of soaking and cooking eggs in the urine of young boys, preferably below the age of 10. There's no good explanation for why it has to be boy urine, just that it has been so for centuries. The scent of these eggs being cooked in pots of urine is unmistakable as people pass the mini street vendors in the Dongyang who sell it, claiming it has remarkable health properties. Ugh. They scoop piss out of public school toilets and soak eggs in it. The schools allow it and encourage it. Hot take. If there was a restaurant that was coming to my house, knocking on the door saying, Charles, we'd like to buy your urine from the toilet, I'd say, hey, you're welcome to it. Just give me a good premium. I'm not using it. I was just going to flush that to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you're going to pay me for it, take my pee. I see why schools would be okay with it, because they make money off piss. If you eat this, you will not get heat stroke. These eggs are cooked in urine. These eggs cooked in urine are fragrant. So this guy owns one of the more popular virgin boy egg stalls. They're good for your health. Our family has them for every meal. In Dongyang, every family likes eating them. It takes nearly an entire day to make these unique eggs, starting off by soaking and boiling raw eggs in a pot of urine. After that, the shells of the hard-boiled eggs are cracked and continue to simmer in urine for hours. Vendors have to keep pouring urine into the pot and controlling the fire to keep the eggs from being overheated or overcooked. How would eating a piss egg stop you from getting heat stroke? This is some crazy nonsense. What's the price? I'm not sure here. He says he's been making the snack popular due to its fresh and salty taste for more than 20 years and goes for 24 cents. A little more than twice the price of the regular eggs he also sells. Many Dongyang residents, young and old, said they believed in the tradition passed on by ancestors that eggs decrease body heat, promote better blood circulation, and just generally reinvigorate the body. By eating these eggs, we will not have any pain in our waists, legs, and joints. Also, you'll have more energy when you work. It's just... like, that's... I'm running out of words for it. It's just, it's actual insanity. It's just insanity. That lady on My Strange Addiction drank pee to help with joint pain too. I know, it's not, what's even crazier is that it's not exclusive to just piss eggs. There are people in the US that believe drinking urine is really good for you and has a host of health benefits like joint pain, inflammation, and that lady also did eye drops for piss. So she'd take the cup of piss and put it directly on her eyeball because she thought it would help with her vision and eye health. I bet R. Kelly thinks these eggs slap. Oh, true, he's probably requesting them in prison right now. But not everyone is a fan. You don't say. Chinese medical experts gave mixed review about the health benefits of the practice, with some warning about sanitary issues surrounding the use of urine to cook eggs. And some Dongyang residents also said they hated the eggs. We have this tradition in Dongyang that these eggs are good for our health and that it would help prevent things like getting a cold. I don't believe in all this, so I do not eat them. Smart. Very smart. Also, I'm a little concerned that the Chinese medical experts gave mixed reviews instead of overwhelmingly scolding the practice. He also covered that video about the fitness guy who drank it all the time. Yep, that was the health guru who fermented his piss and then used it as a sunscreen. I don't know how people start believing in pee. I'll just say it. I don't know. Like, I understand how, like, as cavemen, we would see pee as, like, a last-ditch resort for things like maybe cooking or some kind of lotion, perhaps. Like, I can see that. But in the modern day and age, I don't know how anyone looks at piss as, like, an actual, real, usable thing for health benefits. Like, it doesn't compute. I don't know how we get there. Urine hater. I will say, as I am indeed a urine non-believer. I don't believe in ingesting of urine. Tong Sol is Korean wine with child feces. It's a traditional Korean medicine with 9% alcohol content in the poop of a human child between 4 and 7 years old that's refrigerated. Why? Oh, there's a documentary on it. Does it show any poop? Oh, there's just poop here. Yep, he's just showing a whole fucking little turd that he refrigerates for 3 to 4 days. Earth. In a time before humans and before cringe, this planet was ruled by the dinosaurs until they were evicted by an asteroid, banishing them to the Shadow Realm, never to be seen again, but giving rise to the flesh. Well, I guess dinosaurs are flesh too, but like human flesh came with acne and stuff. And now we humans live here, but who's to say that Universal Landlord might not come knocking again with another asteroid? And by who's to say, I mean, we're all saying it. Everyone knows. Like, I'm sure you've seen the headlines. There is an asteroid heading towards Earth. Right now, it is at a 1.5% chance of hitting. Earlier today, it was at like a 3% chance of hitting. A couple days ago, it was like a 2.5% chance of hitting. All of which are actually really high. Some of the highest recorded probabilities of a huge asteroid hitting this planet in a long, long time. That dirty bastard out there, I've been shaking my fist at it for the last couple hours saying, scram, get out of here. But from what I can tell, it's not working. It is big, but it's not, a planetary killer. The size that, should it actually impact Earth, it would destroy a city. So it's a city killer, which is really big. And that's pretty concerning. So I was watching and researching, trying to figure out, well, are the odds actually as high as that seems to me? Because as a RuneScape player, 3%, those are good odds, actually. Like, that's pretty fucking solid. So I was curious about these estimates. Now, again, it has gone down. It is no longer 3%. It's dropped to about a 1.5% chance that it impacts in 2032. The only thing that's known for sure is this asteroid does pose a threat of actually impacting, and should it impact, it won't be pretty.
Of the destruction we wrought on each other in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, this is 500 times more powerful than that, just because of the energy of it coming through the atmosphere, causing shock waves, and because of the heating, exploding. So it's like a grenade. A grenade is no bigger than your fist, but it can do damage over a wide area. This is a grenade that's 60 meters across.
This is astronaut Chris Hadfield briefly going over the destructive capabilities of the asteroid, and then it got me wondering, well, if the percentage continues to climb, is there anything we can do about it? Are we just hopeless sitting ducks out here waiting to get fucked? Like, what exactly do we have? Because I recall we have DART, which I remembered successfully did change the trajectory of a space rock. Like, we confirmed that it can be done, but can it be done to something on this scale? Or are we truly just like square one, now we're going to need to figure out maybe some kind of defensive protocol, like maybe we send me out there with a cartoonishly large tennis racket to bat it away. Like, what do we have? So that led me to a YouTube channel, Scott Manley, who was talking about it.
So the name 2024 YR4, that tells us that, well, it was discovered in 2024. Y means it was discovered in the last 2 weeks of the year, and R4 means that they've discovered about 100 asteroids before that. But you know, they get numbers and designators towards the end to tell just the order it was discovered in the year.
Yeah, the rock has a name, so you can curse it. It's not Voldemort. Go ahead and say its name. 2024 YR4. I highly recommend watching Scott's full video on this because he gives great coverage and goes over like exactly how they even get to these numbers, which I found very interesting. So he was talking about the observation as they were following this asteroid and looking at the orbits. He also does mention that there's going to be another encounter in 2028, but that one will definitely miss. This is something they can say with certainty. So 2032 is the main impact that the story is breaking on because as it climbed over 1% last month, it is increased even more as the uncertainty starts to get less and less uncertain.
I expect that what's going to happen is that we're going to see that we've seen basically the probability slowly rise over time, and this is a pattern we've seen in the past. What happens is you've got a very large error section, and as it shrinks down, the Earth becomes a bigger and bigger part of that fuzzy error, or where it could arrive. But eventually, it shrinks down and the Earth is suddenly outside. So the probability goes up, 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 and then suddenly it drops to zero very quickly. That's probably what we're going to see.
That sounds wonderful. That'd be a great play from John Madden's book if we see that happen. Because right now we're at that point where it is going up and up and up, but it just recently has dropped down to 1.5% chance of hitting. So maybe we're in that stage where as the error is shrinking, the Earth is looking more and more outside of it and will hopefully drop to zero. But let's say it doesn't drop to zero. That space rock is real stubborn. It's an old battle axe up there. It said, let's get this farty sharded, and it only continues to go up. So it dropped today, but maybe it spikes back up tomorrow. We never actually leave that error, and as it becomes less and less uncertain, the percentage chance of it hitting us grows too. Well, Scott Manley talks about what our options could be in the case of an impending impact of an asteroid of this size. But before showing you our defensive options, whether we'd play a zone defense or man-to-man, I would like to show you what Scott said about the size of the asteroid because not even that is fully known. We don't have enough data to know for certain the density or the size, so right now we're using some other factors to try and estimate.
It was unfortunately discovered too late to get any radar observations in on it, so we don't have a really good constraint on the size of the object. What we're doing is looking at the brightness and saying, based upon its estimated surface reflectivity, albedo, it could be anywhere from 40 to 90 meters across, which, that's a factor of 2, but because it's a volume, it's squared, and because we don't know the density, this object could be anywhere from, say, 25,000 tons to 1,000,000 tons of mass.
Yikes. 1,000,000 tons of anything is usually bad news. That's a recipe for disaster. I can't really think of 1,000,000 tons of anything that's positive. You know what they say? 1 ton, calm down, son. 1,000,000 ton, now I'm not having fun. My whole city's fucking dead. It's all done.
Which, if you do the math on that, it says each pound for pound, kilogram for kilogram, it would have 37 times the energy density of TNT. So that means that 27,000 minimalist low-end version is a 1 megaton blast. The big one is potentially about 40 megatons. So this is, strategic scale nuclear device yield equivalent. This is something that could absolutely devastate a very large area.
Douchebag universe shooting nuke rocks at us? Like, come on. What assholes, right? I mean, pardon my French, but the universe can be a real jerk. Space sucks. I'll say it. I'll be brave. Space sucks. You can't breathe out there in space without specialized equipment. No gravity, so you can't even get blood to your wiener and jerk off if you wanted to. Like, it sucks. There's nothing good about it. And then you can't even exist peacefully on your own little space rock without another one coming your way, fucking speeding like it's late to something and causing a ruckus.
we know based upon the timing that it would have to hit along this very narrow strip of the Earth. And this is a thin section that runs from like Central America across the Atlantic. If it lands in the ocean, that's probably not such a big deal. If it lands in a relatively uninhabited part of the world, probably not a big deal. But if it did land in a more inhabited area, well, we might want to evacuate it. That's one thing you can do. When it's something of this scale and you have 4 years of warning, it's absolutely something that you can plan. You could probably constrain it sufficiently that you could decide to make sure that no one was in that area.
Unless it's Florida. You bet your sweet bippy, if Florida was in the crosshairs here, if it was like bullseye, this asteroid is going to hit Florida, you should evacuate. I promise you, bet your bottom dollar, that sweet bippy, there would be so many Florida people that are like, hey, I don't believe it, I'm gonna hunker down. I can handle hurricanes, I can absolutely handle a little fucking pebble falling from space, you know what I mean? And then you'd have that shit come and it'd look like Independence Day when the White House blew up. Like, Florida got lucky if all this data stays this way, where Florida is not within that zone, because if it was, you would not be getting them out. The only way you'd be getting people out of Florida is if you literally, like, cryogenically froze them and transported them out yourself. Shit, I'm not gonna lie to you. Born and raised in Florida, never lived anywhere else. If I saw Florida in that line, like, if they had that, like, in the sniper scope, like the asteroid was gonna hit, I'd be sitting there scratching my chinny chin chin going, could I take that, you think? Do you think my house could tank that? I mean, like, Florida houses are built for, like, Category 5 hurricanes, right? I mean, this probably isn't much stronger than that, right? Like, I'd have a debate with myself. Isn't that crazy? Like, I'd actually be thinking, what if, though? That'd be a crazy stream, right? I mean, that'd be a nuts stream, and we don't know for sure. We don't know if a house can stand up to an asteroid. It's never been tested. Yeah, we've got a lot of data and a lot of common sense that says it stands no chance, but data also said I'd be 5'8". I'm 5'6". Sometimes miracles happen. You never really know, you know what I mean?
We have recently demonstrated with the DART mission that humanity now has the ability to change the orbit of asteroids. It is possible that if it was going to, say, come down over India or something where there was sufficient self-interest and money, then the orbit could be changed. And the way you change the orbit is you hit the asteroid with a spacecraft, and there's a bit of momentum transfer, and that changes the period of the orbit ever so slightly. Now, in the case of the DART mission, it was able to move Dimorphos, which was a bigger object, by the way, by about a few hundred kilometers in the last couple of years.
So there's DART that I mentioned earlier. So I am happy to hear that this would theoretically work against this asteroid should it be necessary. However, he goes on to mention that when you're changing the velocity, you're moving it along that line he already drew. So you're changing it and it'd still be within that line and it'd become a trolley problem fundamentally, as he described it, which I'm sure all of you have heard of the trolley problem before. Changing the orbit of the asteroid becomes very complicated on international levels because as Scott mentions, if it was looking to impact somewhere over India, and India then starts trying to push it east to maybe get it off of Earth, well, it's going to go over China, and they're obviously not going to be too thrilled about that, and if it doesn't fully get off Earth and impacts China, well, that's going to be a local disaster for China and also an economic disaster for the rest of the world, so it just becomes a very tricky, complicated issue. While we can change the orbit of these asteroids with DART, it becomes very difficult to assess how and where. It gets very complicated. Scott then goes on to mention that while this is the highest probability of an impact, 2032, it's not the only one. He mentions that it could miss us, narrowly miss us, and then still come back around and impact us at a later date. So Scott Manley said, and I think this is a great clip that I'd like to play you because he's 100% right, that even if this one is a miss, and even if the one after it is a miss, all of these go to zero, one day it won't.
I think we're going to find that in the next few weeks that the probability goes to zero, but one of these days it's not going to go to zero, and then humanity is really going to have to embrace the power of the DART program and change the universe around us. I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.
I think he's 100% right on the money here. Now, of course, I'm just a smooth brain idiot. I'm not an actual smart person or anything, but I think he's 100% correct. there will come a time where we're not going to get lucky. It's already happened before. Earth has been hit by a fucking planetary killing asteroid. RIP to the dinosaurs out there. Pour one out for them. And I think we will need to really fully start to look at DART, improve it, and really, like, go hog wild with it in order to protect the planet. And I like that statement of changing the universe around us, because I think it's going to get to that point at some stage. So yeah, I don't know if this asteroid's going to hit. Nobody knows right now. It's only estimates. Hopefully it doesn't. But I just wanted to talk about it because I've been kind of glued to the subject today. That's really about it. So yeah. I get into some pretty peculiar discussions on stream, and last night I was in a heated argument with the chat. The great debate. Standing versus sitting to pee as a man. Which I didn't even know was a debate. I thought this was a pretty clearly defined meta. You stand when you pee, you sit when you poop. Not every pee is a poo-poo time, but every poo-poo time is a pee-pee time. And when that happens, that's when you sit. If it's just an isolated case of urination, you would stand and do your business. But I have opened my third eye to the rest of the world and learned that the bathroom is the wild, wild west. There is no meta. There is no God when it comes to that layer. There's sit pissers, there's standing wipers, and heavens to Betsy, Lord help us, I'm ashamed to admit it, but there's even back to front wipers I learned about. Which still, that is the most, out of every possible bathroom activity, that one is the most confusing to me, because that goes against all basic self-preservation instincts, I would think. When you take a shit and you wipe from back to front, you're just putting the poop in more delicate places that could just be detrimental. You are wiping stinky ass fucking sauce towards your nutsack or your vagina or whatever. Like, you could, like, that's just disgusting. You could do anything else besides that and it'd make more sense. But it exists. That is a very large community of back to front wipers. Point is, we got into the big debate last night on standing versus sitting to pee. I still think I am on the right side of history that it will always be significantly more efficient and make much more sense to stand while you pee. Also, apparently people were confused that anyone would stand to pee. And that gets my head scratching a lot, because have you never gone to a public restroom? There's urinals. Like, it's not like a hand washing station. Like, you would have to know that standing pee exists. There's no way he does it quirky, right? It's just going to be normal.
Foot in there.
Don't tell me he does double bunny ears.
Tighten it up. Like that. Over, under, through. And you pull it. As my grandma would say, bunny ears. Go over.
Nope. See? Normal.
And you pull it through the bottom. And you tighten it to your liking. And if you...
if he did double bunny ears, I was going to fucking have a conniption. I still do double bunny ears. Double bunny ears will not be... Brother, grow the fuck up. I'm going to go pee. You need to have a hard look in the mirror. What in the world? What? Grown-ass man doing double bunny ears? Double bunny ears plus sitting to pee is an unstoppable combo. Oh yeah, I forgot all about pee sitters. I forgot about that being a thing. There's a very vocal group of men who swear by sitting to pee. I thought it was like a joke or a meme, but it's apparently a very real thing. Like, I always thought that was just an insult. It's worth looking into if you're a clean person. In what universe is sitting to pee cleaner than just standing to pee? Like, if you're gonna try and make the particles argument, it falls apart because you're still getting the particles. It's not like they just disappear. It just changes where it goes, but it's still going on you. You're exposing yourself to more particles by sitting on the toilet in the first place. It goes straight into the bowl, not on the lid or anything. Not on the lid or anything? How do you pee? What, are you controlling a fire hose? What, is it like a boss battle when you go in there? What do you mean not on the lid? When you stand to urinate, it shouldn't be going anywhere besides in the bowl in the first place. This is what I'm saying, though. See, like, when I learned that there was, like, a very big community of pee sitters, I was stunned. Absolutely stunned. Like, I had become aware of the standing wipers legion, But I always thought, like, calling someone, like, say, like, back in the day, you'd say you sit when you pee to someone if you're looking for a fight. Like, but now it's like, apparently, and maybe always has been, a very real community. People got bad aim. Well, like, it will never compute how that's even a possibility. That you're so inefficient with your cock that being a sit pisser is more effective. It's healthier to sit, too. Google it. I'll Google it, but I highly doubt that. Let's just think evolutionarily here. You have a wiener. You are not engineered to sit and piss with that. Like, back in the day, right? Like, before we had shitters, you would stand in pee. Like your instinct would not be, I have to pee, I'm going to plop down on the grass and piss in my, make a puddle around me. Like, that's not gonna, like, you're not gonna do that. Like, instinctually, you wouldn't do that. Like, not even dogs do that. They lift their leg and pee. Fucking dogs pee better than sit pissers, in my opinion. But here, I'll look it up if it's healthier to... That seems like propaganda. That seems like cope from some guy who just became too complacent sitting to piss, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna write a study. Someone's gotta believe me. Oh, the very first result is about how it's not even... Like, there's no real benefit. Like, there's no actual evidence. But then I do see that there was from NCBI... that there is some benefits to sitting down to pee, like if you have to. And the benefits include muscle relaxation. Like, it's not, like, I guess you could make an argument it's marginally healthier, like, because you're more relaxed. Though, I'm just skimming through this, keep in mind. It seems like if you've had, like, some prostate stuff, it's a little more, like it's less taxing to sit and pee. Which I guess, like, that checks out. However, in 2022, also from NCBI, upright standing men urinate more efficiently than supine position. A morphological analysis with real-time magnetic resonance imaging. This is crazy. There's so much research. Charlie breaking out the pee-pee facts. Not me, man. It's this study. Trust me, it's not me. Honestly, Jason Tatum should cover that. Instead of, like, how to tie a shoe, how to take a piss. Piss maxing. That should be his next video. Stand pissers are always talking about... I can't believe he just said stand pissers, like that's the outlier. Like, that's the one that needs to be, like, like, highlighted. It's so weird. Stand peeing. They always talk about how it doesn't make a mess if you have good aim, but their bathrooms are always nasty. Tell me, piss doctor, would you rather have our body turned towards the toilet while sitting, legs wrapped around the bowl? What are we talking about? Why would you be fucking jetpacking the toilet bowl? No, man, what? What even? I don't even understand what that is. Why are you reverse cowgirling it? We should run this by Brian Johnson. Wait, that's such a good idea. I wonder if he has any videos on peeing. Optimal piss strats to live forever. I don't know why I just typed in Brian Johnson. Well, I was gonna say, I don't know why I just typed in his name expecting, like, pee videos, but then we have How Strong Are Your Nighttime Erections, his most recent upload. Let's type in pee. Reacting to urine drinking for health. What's your urination speed? Mine is in the top 10% of 40-year-olds with a flow rate. See, he's been there, done that. Let me see him talk about his flow rate.
Today is about rejuvenating Johnson's Johnson. I'm about to go in here to the urology office and get my penis injected so we can do a whole bunch of measurements. Here we go. Wish me the best.
Good luck.
Okay, so we're inside the office now. What we're going to do is first do a measurement with ultrasound.
Okay, that's getting dangerous. That position, that spells bad news for stream.
As a Z-list celebrity, I get asked to do a lot of stupid shit a lot of times, and sometimes I accept. The Rock does excel at a lot of things. Being super big, commitment to being super big, getting bigger, eating like a big person and being big. I do like a lot of The Rock's movies. I do like CIA was one of my favorite movies from The Rock. Jumanji, that was very cool. That was very cool. He's laid out a couple stinkers. He's laid out some stinkers, but I have faith in the man. And it seems there's no exception for Dwayne "My Rock" Johnson. Mr. Johnson has decided to release what I would believe is something that he didn't know he was releasing, and somebody just kind of told him, show up for a photo shoot, we'll get you set, and that's pretty much all you need to know. Ladies and gentlemen, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is coming out with a hair product. You heard it right. The bald guy is coming out with a hair product. It's called Papa Tui. Now, here's the thing. I actually heard it's not bad. It hasn't really been locked down on what kind of hair it's for. But look, I'm guessing there's going to be different formulas. There's going to be, different situations for different... I'm not sure. I'm really trying to give this a fighting chance. I just want the bald man to explain what's happening here. One thing you have to think about. We like to hold people to a certain... No, we don't. You know what? I don't want to lie to you guys. We're bad at this. We're bad at this. This shit is gonna hit. It's gonna hit. You're gonna buy it. I'm gonna try it. Everybody's gonna see what it is. Nobody's gonna look at it and be like, well, look how many people bought Goop. The backlash and the complete shit he's getting on Twitter is it's about as much as you would expect. Ever since Twitter turned into X, it's pretty much just a place where shit grows and where you just go to get shit on. It's a downtrodden place. His hair is getting posted about like an old ex-girlfriend, and he misses it so much. But that's just something that we can never bring back, and I don't think we ever should. Do you remember what it looked like? What I'm not okay with is him parading in ads for it like he's used it. Now, look, I don't know if he grows the stubble, washes that up, get a good lather going or something like that, and then, comes out and whisks it around or something like that. But I gotta tell you, if he's in an ad, like, washing it off of his head, like, look how well this works. We don't have a reference, Rock. There's nothing there for us to reference. What changed? Now you're just gonna get ashy. Now we're just sitting here looking at you get. But there is aftercare. There's aftercare in the kit as well. So who knows? I would love to see a review from a person with hair and a bald person, because we can't trust The Rock. He's selling it. So, there's a lot of people not taking it serious also. They think it's a joke. They think it's a troll. They think it's a ploy for a movie or something else that's coming up. And I can tell you here and now, it is not. It is not. This is a real thing. This will never be a joke to him. He wants you to buy it. He wants you to believe that he's been washing his hair with it. Who knows? For all we know, the man has a full mountain mound downstairs. Who knows? We've never seen Rock's bottom half. You never know. Maybe he has a real polyfro down there. That's possible. Could be possible with Papa Tui. What a great name also. Papa Tui. Whoo! That's almost like sock it to me. It's just easy to say. It just rolls off the fucking tongue. Could be a pube thing. That's not something we're ready to find out. He's trying to let everybody find out on their own. You wash your hair with it, soap runs down, and you go, oh man, that worked out. That was great. But look, Papa Tui is the Rock's care line for men, backed with science and formula that performs well. It helps men develop a skincare routine without being teased or mocked by other men. Now, on hair care products, his Papa Tui Nourishing Shampoo and Conditioner works not only for guys with full-on hair on their heads, but also for bald men because of its scalp-friendly formulation. Not only that, but it will keep your hair and scalp hydrated and healthy. So that's what it is. You know, as much as we want to shit on it all day, the man knows what he needs for his bald head, and he knows what he would want if he had hair. I think this is a win-win for everybody. We're not going to not buy it. There's going to be reviews all over the place. We're shitting on it now because we don't know that it's the best product of all time, and he's been holding this down in his secret lab under his $43 billion house that I'm sure he has because he's fucking Moana. No, he's not Moana. Oh my God, he's not Moana. Oh no, they're getting sued. I can't say that. Okay, don't say anything about them getting sued. He's not Moana though. He's Maui. Jesus Christ. I like how they're saying it's science backed. Like, all right, we can't check that. You know what I mean? I'm not smart enough to check that. That's not something I could go and you know, actually, I guess I can ask ChatGPT. Yeah. Well, look, I'm not smart enough to fact check the science on this thing. I don't know what ingredients would make it safe or not, or for bald heads or for scalps and hair. And what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You want to check? Take the Papa Tui to a scientist and say, hey, can you tell me if this is good for hair or not? What does it say on the back? Yeah, this is good. That's fine. I'm not spending money on checking this. I'm sure there is going to be somebody that checks this that thoroughly because people just want to prove The Rock wrong. He's done great in his life. This may be one of those hiccups that he's going to have to get over, much like the DC movie, to not be named. Let's keep that out of this. But I think this is going to be one of those hurdles, Rock. Good job. But good news is, man never skips leg day. So, jump away, my friend. The Rock has a hair product. You guys, tell me what you think. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I kind of already know what you think. Just want to talk about that a bit. That's about it. See ya.